Hey there everyone on YouTube. Welcome to Mallory Square in Key West. This is where back in the 80s they declared that the Florida Keys were independent and they quit the union, so to speak. This is also where supposedly they struck the Navy officer with a stale loaf of bread and then promptly surrendered. As you can see, it's a nice hot day down here. A lot of people don't really realize that when they come down. It's not really the heat, it's the humidity. It'll have you sweating before noon. No joke. So if you do come down here, make sure you drink plenty of water and don't be afraid to sit in the shade for a bit. Sorry about that, drop something. Over here, these are where the cruise ships like to moor up. Typically you get 2 or 3 of them a week minimum. Give you a nice view of the islands. Over here, it's called Christmas Tree Island. This is where a lot of the homeless people and the people who are too cheap to want to rent a boat slip stay. A couple years ago, the island caught fire. Some homeless guys went out and vandalized the lady's sailboat, and in retaliation she launched a flare into their campsite and set the whole island on fire. The U.S. Coast Guard came out, put out the fire, and then the wind started the fire back up again a couple days later and they just let it burn. Over here we have one of our nice little island house. This is pretty much, if you're rich, that's where you live. Not really so much in Key West anymore. Though again, you pretty much have to be rich if you want to be able to afford a house out here in the Keys. The reason being is because houses that years ago would cost normally, $40,000, $60,000. Nowadays they go for in the millions. Especially if you're near Duval in Old Town, or if you're on a canal. If you're on a canal anywhere in the Keys, that's enough to bump up the price about a good $300,000. It's kind of insane, actually. Rent, typically you're looking at about $1,500 a month minimum, and that's not for a multi-bedroom house. That's for like a room. That's your share of rent for a room, not even including utilities. Over here we have the Key West Aquarium. It's a nice, interesting little place to go. A little bit on the expensive side. If you're a local, they allow you in free during June. And then of course we have what's now known as Margaritaville. That's a little hotel, and they have the restaurant and everything. And they have another restaurant up on Duval. And of course we have our flying rats, of course. So, yeah, feel free to come on down. Hope to see you down here in the bar. And if we do, feel free to buy me a drink.